If you've got a big job and you can do 90 k's an hour and map everything out, the time saving in that could just about pay for itself in one job. The range is 40 kilometres. That's next level. Game changer. Okay guys, Kyle here from Certa Infrared Thermography. Guess what today is? NDD, New Drone Day. Got the M400. Woohoo! Party time. This is it. You got the battery case and the M400 case. We've actually got the 300 here, the 350, sorry. So I'll do a bit of a side-by-side for you. It's fairly close to the same size, just a little bit bigger. So you've just got that little extra, an inch or two. Height-wise, what do we got? Yeah, smidge bigger height-wise too. So there's a little bit there, but not a huge amount. Where the difference is with the M40, that's the big difference right there, the batteries. There's a bit more difference there. A fair bit bigger gap. Slightly higher. Oh yeah, you definitely notice the difference in the weight. There's quite a bit in that. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I'll lie this down, I'll open it up, and you'll see it as it is in the box. It's got these protective covers on the motors. Yeah, it does fit on quite snug. I like that because it stops them all flapping around. You've got a little cutout here, so they all sit in there nicely. So I think that's a good thing. And then you've got this fella here, take that out. A few little nooks and crannies to put bits and pieces. New controller, very good. I'm not going to pull this out one-handed because I'll end up dropping it and smashing it and I'll be annoyed with myself. So what I might do is I might just pull this out of the box now and have a quick boat peep. Just before I pull this out of the box, these are the legs. Those are the same as the 350. So, so basically you just got the little socket there. It just slides in. See that just bang, get them to marry up. Pull that down on there and you do a half turn. Make sure them dots line up. And then just that half turn, you can't turn further. It's all locked in. Happy days. We'll continue on. So there it is, the beast. It's got a tough stance, doesn't it? I reckon it does. Got another protector here. It just pops off. We'll put him in the case. All right, we'll flip these out, make it official, lock it in. There you go. One thing, because I've opened the box of the 350 and we've just opened the box of the 400 and we've basically got them covers and got that, the foamy bit there, and the rotors sort of sit in here with the covers, which go back to your 350, which that's going to be probably a bit easier and quicker, probably more stable too, because it's actually held like the 400 is, the M4, sorry, with that protective little bit of foam, locks it inside. That's got to be a good thing, because this rubbing on the rotors, if you're bouncing around the bush and all that sort of stuff, it's not going to do, you know, in the four-wheel drive and you're out in the middle of the nowheres, there's not too much pressure, it's just enough, but it's potentially putting extra load or strain on your rotors or around the pins. I'm just here opening boxes up and just trying to piece together what's good, what's not for you guys, because like this is one of the few, well, probably a handful in Australia at the moment. So we've got one in our little paws. I think it's good to get into the nuts and bolts and check out all the differences, because then you have a look at them rotors together too. So that's over the top. Them rotors are quite a bit bigger and broader. Looks like a different pitch angle, is it? Or is that just upside down? Or yeah, might be. Because it's a bit bigger, you probably don't need quite as much lift. Yeah, it might be so. Yeah, anyway, so making up as I go along here. Alrighty, so this is it, the 400. Let's pull them out. Yeah, look at that beast. Look at that battery there. That's a bit monster. Yeah, and again, just with that 350, look at the difference in the motors too. That's huge. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. At least 20 or 30% bigger. Yeah, you've got all your sensors here. On the top, that is a 360-degree rotating LiDAR. How's that come up? Oh, okay, a little pinchy. It's just a little pinchy. That makes it easy. Too busy looking myself. So that's a rotating 360 LiDAR on top. Apparently, you can be cruising at 60 k's an hour. It'll see a power line up to 12 millimeters and pull up. That's a game changer. If you're on a planned route and you're scooting along and then you find there's a cross transmission line going that way, it will actually rise over, come down the other side and continue without missing a beat. So just extra safety features on their own is just amazing. It's that next step. This is probably the next game changer with things like this. Obstacle avoidance is huge because the obstacles are our worst nightmare and they always pop up when you don't expect them. So yeah, that's bloody awesome. The other interesting thing is not only does it have LiDAR, but it's got the M-Wave radar as well. So That's another feature that I don't think the 350's got that either. So that's with all the obstacle avoidance stuff. And just layer upon layer upon layer. Oh, that's interesting. Extra sort of vent. And then that one's, yeah, okay, it's going sideways. There you go. This is a demo unit, not for sale. We're hot off the press with this. Let's get into a few bits and pieces. The big thing is you're going from 2 batteries to 1. Flight time with this, they're saying 59 minutes, which you can take that with a grain of salt depending on wind and a whole bunch of other factors. But still, that's an upgrade with 1 battery. The other interesting thing is, with this, you've only got 1 battery. The $1 million question is, can you hot swap it? And the answer is yes, you can. It's got a capacitor in there, and I believe that it's around 40 seconds to do the hot swap. It holds the power, and then you slot it in and it takes over again. That's why you can get away with 1 battery, do the hot swap, and you're up in the air again in no time. That's a really good thing. So what else have we got? The other interesting thing is it's got a new operating system. It's had an upgrade to the operating system in it. So everything the M4's got on it will transfer over to this, and then some improvements again on top of that. So if you're doing mapping missions, or like a mapping and modelling mission in orthomosaic, you can go up to 90 k's an hour. That takes it to a new level. If you've got a big job and you can do 90 k's an hour and map everything out, the time saving, that could pay for itself in one job. That's amazing. The other thing is the controller is new too. So it looks to me the same as the M4, but this has had an upgrade. We've got a little puppy on the back, an extra aerial. I'm doing this one-handed. Put it down before you drop it. So you've got this new aerial. So that is, my understanding is that's a 2G, and then you've got the 2.4 and 5G with the other aerials. It's pretty much the same as the M4. Let's have a look in the back. Got a battery, happy days. So that all looks pretty much the same. That looks like the 37, doesn't it? Yeah. You've got your buttons on the top. Your scrolly over the top, your USB-A, HDMI at the top. You've got your screw holes for your chest harness with the stabiliser. All the other stuff is the same. And then you've got the other screws on the top. What else have we got? Just the USB-A and the HDMI. Oh, then you've got your micro SD and USB-C for charging. Okay, that'll make sense. This has had an upgrade in the operating system. The other big thing is the range. You can't use this controller with anything else. This controller with that drone will do up to 40 kilometres. That's next level. Game changer. Large mapping areas. Nothing else on the market comes close at the moment. I'm welcome to be proven wrong, but I don't know of anything else. This is straight out of the box. The payloads. This takes up to a 6 kg payload. So you can obviously have your multiple cameras set up, sort of like on the 350 there. You have your multiple gimbals. So you have your gimbal, you have your camera, spotlight, LiDAR, whatever you need. So I've managed to flip this upside down. This is the underneath. You've got your sensors, got your light. So I'm guessing this is where you'd set up, because you can do the drop your payload for rescues, search and rescue and things like that. I'm guessing that's why there's screws and everything there. Again, I don't know anything I haven't seen anything come out for that personally. There probably is, no doubt, but there may not be, or there might be in progress. I'm not sure. You can have 7 payloads with this. So you've got E1, E2, E3, E4. Your vents there. Some cooling to keep things in, but they're all screwed in, so it keeps the IP water rating at its maximum. And then you've got this that plugs straight in there. So I'm just assessing and checking stuff out. I haven't even got you in sight properly. This is bare bones. I haven't done much research. I'd like to do videos natural and find things as I go, then show you guys. I think it sticks with you more and a lot easier, and you remember things more when things are really pointed out, just fresh. So yeah, 7 payloads, 6 kilo, whoops, carry 6 kilos, which is huge. But be mindful of payloads you got on there all the time, because if you have to drop something heavy, you might need to take one of your cameras or something off. Perhaps be mindful of your cameras and other payloads to not go over that 6. I mean, you probably could, because they usually make them so you can actually go over, and they have a minimum rating, but you don't want to push that, because that would then obviously void your warranties. But that's the underneath. Alrighty, what about if we get the 350 and this one side by side, so you can see the comparison. Here we are, side by side comparison. Trouble at the back, sirens in the background. So there is a
a noticeable height difference there. Again, it's probably 5 centimeters, but then you've got the LiDAR on top. So they've removed some of the sensors on here because they've got the LiDAR. So that's going to help considerably with all your obstacle avoidance and that sort of stuff. So that just takes that to a new level. You've still got them side ones to get that spread. This one's more forward pointing. We're all learning as we go. Let's have a look. I don't know whether you can see that. That's squared up at the front and straight over the top. So that'll be 10 centimeters. The best part of 3 inches. We'll go from the back. That's pretty close. It's probably closer. And there's another couple of centimeters. It's fairly close, but definitely a bigger footprint. Have a look. So you've still got to move back. Yeah, so with the rotors out, it's over hand width difference. Anyway, that's that. So that is the M400 versus the 350 with the drone. Now, it's the battery. Look at them puppies. They are big batteries. Right, let's get these side by side. Notice anything different? That. Wow. It's got a little pin clip there. You get that? Snaps in. And just, whoa, jeez. Actually, that's not quite as heavy as I thought it was going to be. Right, let's pop it in. See how it slips in. Is that in? Yep, so that's in. You can see that mechanism, it locks it. It gets in. You can see it move down. Have a look. Sorry, we're doing it on the fly. That locks that in. Yeah. And you've got the batteries there. So you probably need to stand, put your legs against there and give it a little tug. Every time you pull that up, the whole thing comes with it. And that's good because when you're flying, it's not going to come out. I don't know the wattage of all this stuff. I'm not going to pretend to know. So you've got it on off. Then you've got your, the same as the others, you've got your 90% for sort of partial storage and then your 100%. Okay, so it's got a little spanner on that. Oh no, that's... Oh, okay. So, oh, it's, okay. That's your controller. Good on me. I don't know why they put a spanner on that. I don't quite get that. Why you have a spanner for the charger? Anyway, lock. Okay, that's new. What's that? Unlock. Oh, I don't know what the go is with that, to be quite honest. It's probably all in here. It's the BS100 battery station. Can be connected to 3 TB100 batteries with the highest power. So you've got a silent mode. Turbo, ready to fly mode, which is 90, and start mode 100%, so that's when you're in cycle. Okay, that's cool. So you've got to warm up as well. Keep warm, especially where I come from. It gets pretty bloody cold. We actually had some issues the other day when we were out flying, doing a night job, and went over to pick the batteries up and they're actually warm, which was in the M30T. It's nice on your hands when you've got cold hands, but it wastes your battery though. That's the only problem, trying to keep them warm when it's cold. Then you've got your WB37 batteries to charge up for your remotes. So there you go, that's the battery station. Yeah, so you can see a significant difference with that. So you've got the 4 sets with that, and this one you've only got 3. But you've got the extra flight time out of them 3 batteries, which would probably come close to making up to the 4. Everything's pretty much the same, apart from the lock and unlock. I'm guessing that works when you've got it plugged in and charged. You can lock them with these ones, and because you can't with the M30 keep them in the box for a travel case, because with the M30 you've got to have them in the box. Yeah, okay, there you go. So that's interesting. Oh, so what's that? With the batteries, almost forgot it, for the first time, you can do a battery tethered flight. If you're doing search and rescue, you can actually have a tethered flight and have the bird stay in the air and be charged. And there's a port, I believe there's a port somewhere, and it might be underneath. I thought it was up the top somewhere. Maybe I'm dreaming. I'm pretty sure I've seen something somewhere. Oh, maybe it's in here. What's that say? Oh, that's a USB. Is that a special? Yeah, maybe that might plug into there. It's got a tethered flight, so you can keep it up in the air for ages. This is all new, so we're all flying blind here. All flying blind. But yeah, tethered flying, so you can just keep it in the air and let it stay up there for as long as you need to. So that can be super, super beneficial in certain situations for search and rescue or an accident or something that you need to be monitoring the situation or whatever. Yeah, that's another interesting feature. So summing up, would you change to an M400 from the 350? Well, obviously that's going to come down to the work you do. It's all your payloads and everything. I think all your payloads are still going to connect the same, so you could keep them and swap them over. It comes down to the work you're doing. If you can justify the extra, there is a lot of features that could be beneficial for people, but on the same token, the 350 is an absolute machine, and that just gets the job done day after day. It's going to come down to personal preference or the work that you're doing. So yeah, anyway, I hope you've got something out of that. I certainly have. It's been an interesting interesting little journey to go through the weeds and check out all the bits and pieces, cameras and LiDARs. It's a bit messy, a bit ad hoc, but sometimes you learn as you go. You can have everything pretty, but sometimes you just want to talk to someone about it and just put your 2 bobs worth in and get feedback. As more information that comes out about the machine, we're going to be able to dial things in and have a better understanding of exactly what it's doing and what all the specs are and all that sort of stuff. But straight out of the box, it's an impressive piece of gear. We are actually waiting for the double gimbal to come, same as what's on the 350. So that apparently is in transit, so we haven't even got that yet. So we can only do a single payload at the moment. But first impressions, it's a super impressive piece of kit. So should you go out and buy one? That's up to you. I'm not going to make that decision for you. I don't know what you do. Anyway, I hope this has given you a bit of an insight as to the 350, bingo, and the 400, and the batteries, the both, and the case, and the different bits and pieces. I hope that's given you something to think about, to ponder, and to, obviously, if anyone sees this and puts stuff in the comments, don't be too harsh on me. I'm just trying to help, so be gentle. I'm happy to get feedback as everything evolves. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what upgrades, and because there's going to be people that are going to absolutely dig into the weeds. I don't have enough information because this is straight off the boat. There's not enough information out there for me to nail all these idiosyncrasies down. Alrighty guys, take it easy. And as I say, I hope you got a bit out of it. And you take it easy. Have an awesome day. If you don't blame me. All the best, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. Have an awesome day. If you don't blame me. All the best, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.